Hey guys, welcome to our channel. This is the Carew View. Before you go forward, make sure you like, share, leave a comment, subscribe. Most important part. This is a kids movie.
Hi guys, we're back for another review. Today we'll be doing a review on the new Witches movie. So we decided to make it a whole event for the kids. So we had the fire pit going, roasted marshmallows, making s'mores for the kids, movie outside, outdoor screen. It was great. Let's talk about the original and we'll talk about the new one. So I watched the old one as a kid and I loved it. I read the books as well. And I had my kids watch the old one.
I'm gonna just hop right into it.
What you like?
Anne Hathaway or Angelica Houston? Which one? Which one put on the best Grand Witch?
Grand High Witch.
Say
it right if you get it right.
I didn't mean no disrespect. Which one put on the Grand High Witch? You go ahead and give your, because you watched it as a kid. I never watched it in totality as a kid. Yeah. Okay. I didn't watch it in totality as a kid. I just watched like bits and pieces of it, so I wasn't really.
But you watch it with our kids before.
Absolutely, yeah. But if I'm being honest, I was never really a fan of the original. So going into this one, I mean, I knew what to expect because I knew they wasn't going to deter too much from the original. I like what they did with it, but it wasn't really too different from the original.
It was actually very different from the original.
Do tell.
Well, to go back to your original question, who did I think did a better job, Angelica Houston or Anne Hathaway? I am a big fan of Anne Hathaway, but I loved Angelica Houston as the Grand High Witch. I don't know, it was just something I watched as a child and I loved it and I remember it. But Anne Hathaway did an amazing job. I love the difference with it. I love the whole storyline. They went more in depth about what the witches really were. Yeah. And I like that. I like the characteristic changes. And I like that the witches now had like this long, creepy, like smile. Well, not smile. Well, their mouth just went from like ear to ear.
Yeah, see, that's the part I was just like, because it looked like, I mean, you can see that down Dudley. That wasn't like scary. I mean, like with chicks just like $150 on their face. Like the Angelica Houston one, she peeled her face off. Like I can't get that out of my brain.
That's true because our son kept saying, "Is she gonna take her face off?" Watch the movie. We're watching it with you.
She just had extra teeth in her mouth. That's it.
She didn't just have extra teeth in her mouth. She also could fly, which Angelica Houston did not fly before.
Like a hoverboard, like a float.
Okay, Angelica Houston could not do that before. Also,
the arms.
Yes, that's exactly what I was getting into. The break, and that was like really creepy about it. I think that the transformation when they turned into the mice, I liked what they did with this. It made it less creepy. So, would I have liked it to be more creepy? For me, yes. For my 14-year-old, yes, she would have loved it. But for my 5-year-old, it made it less scary for him. So I appreciated that aspect of it. The transformation wasn't as creepy.
I think CGI has made us lazy though. I think with the mice, everything was CGI.
What was it before?
I admire the like Tim Burton with the puppeteering, like the fake mice with the mice are actually, it's more practical. The little mice talking and like, I mean the CGI stuff is cool, but it gets overplayed. I think too much. Bring back the puppeteers. Like y'all put all the puppeteers out of work. Nobody's working.
Who wants to see puppets though?
Not puppets, but you know they had the fake little mice running around, and the mice like Bruno, little chubby mice. He was talking, and it looked funny. It looked hilarious to me.
I like that. It's not supposed to be a scary movie. It's for kids. It's not for
No, that's not scary. That's just like.
But who wants to see puppets? Like
I want to see puppets.
That's because you're like older. That's why.
That's why. That ain't got nothing to do with
it. It actually does.
I think if it's a kids movie, I think kids enjoy to see puppetry more than CGI. Because CGI, in certain cases, it just looks like a cartoon.
And that's why the kids like it. That's what made it so great for the kids to watch.
this is a kids movie, right? So I shouldn't even be disappointed in it. But the kids, as long as the kids enjoy it, I guess.
So, Angelica Houston, I liked her Grand High Witch better. I like the effects of this one. I like the whole story. What I really, really loved about this movie was Octavia Spencer. Oh my gosh, she gave me that old feeling of wanting to crawl in bed with my grandma. Just like the old school Southern grandma. That's what she was. Wasn't she? Did you give you that feeling? Like everything she said, the way she talked to her grandson.
Yeah. Told him to take his shoes off before he walked out.
Just her tone of voice. You know how like our grandmothers were kind of firm and
Speaking of
stern,
voices,
but like loving.
Speaking of voices, Chris Rock has such a distinctive
Oh
voice.
yeah, you know from
As
the
soon as
beginning.
it's-
Oh, that's Chris Rock.
Chris.
Yeah, that's.
And he been, I mean, ever since I'm sure he's done narration before. Everybody hates Chris, but he is really like in this voiceover game heavy. From beginning to end. So that's one of the differences, right? Who narrated the first movie?
There was no narration
No,
that
there
I
was.
remember in the first movie.
Yeah, there definitely was.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You sure about that? We can watch it. I don't think there was any
Mm-hmm.
narration.
The screenplay by Kenya Barris, you know him, his creation, Blackish. Also Guillermo del Toro and Robert Zemeckis. So they did this. I guess all three of them kind of collabed on the screenplay.
No, I really love the new storyline. I loved it how they explained that the witches weren't even women; they were demons.
The three-finger thing creeped me out.
Oh yeah, the fingers, that was something different. They didn't do that in the first one, but they also didn't do the eye thing. So they kind of switched the eyes.
What eye
fingers.
thing?
So, and the original, the witches had like a purple gleam to their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So they didn't have it in this one, but they had the smiles, which I think was so much more creepier.
They also didn't have...
And the hands.
The hands. They didn't have with the first girl... when the grandmother was telling the boy the story, the first girl that was like, she saw her in the painting. They switched that whole.
Yeah, because
they switched that whole thing up.
Well, that was what country? That was in a different country that they were telling the story where that grandmother was from. This grandmother was from the rural South, so the story would have to have been different. It couldn't have been.
So they had to have chickens in it.
It didn't have to have chickens in it, but you're telling the story now. I like them bringing other mice into the story.
Right, they didn't do that in the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the upgrades that they did.
Oh, and another thing that they did that I really, really liked in this is that it left room for a sequel, which I hope they do, because I could really see this being like something great.
You know what I can appreciate in this is them actually taking Bruno with them. And if you watch the first one, and you watch this one, Bruno's still out here eating. He's still out here just stuffing his face. Can't resist food. The issue of him eating food is what got him turned into a mouse in the first place. And he still just haven't learned his lesson.
Did I have any dislikes about it? So you had a couple of dislikes. I didn't have any dislikes.
Zahir Bruno. Shout out to him. Shout out to that young man.
It was a great movie for the kids to watch. A great Halloween movie. Not too scary. Not scary at all. It was fun. It was entertaining. It had a little bit of creepiness, which, you know, we appreciate. The kids appreciate the little bit of creepiness. It made it a Halloween movie.
Yeah. The
storyline was great. I love that they had beautiful black people in it. This was a predominantly African American cast. Did you enjoy it?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really care for it. I think I enjoyed us being, because we had the screen, the movie screen in the backyard set up with the fire, and we were roasting marshmallows, and we were just really back there with the projector. I enjoyed the atmosphere.
I think you didn't enjoy it because you were doing other stuff. You were, you know, setting up stuff.
It's not for me. It's for the kids to enjoy anyway.
Well,
but there's other like movies that are intended for kids that I enjoy. This just wasn't one of them.
Really?
I didn't
at all?
I didn't really like the original either.
I'm gonna have to reevaluate something.
I mean, there's only movie that I've ever suggested people not to watch is They. Can't stand that movie.
What's the kids?
Oh.
I'm gonna have to reevaluate something since you're saying you don't like this movie, you don't like the original. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, how did we get here in this relationship?
What 90s movie did you not see? Like Menace to Society.
Don't.
Have you seen Menace to Society?
Yes, I have. I
have
owned
you seen
it.
Boys in the Hood?
Yes, owned it.
Have you seen New Jersey Drive?
Yes.
Have you seen Strapped?
I know I've seen it, but I can't remember.
With Fredro Starr?
Yes, sorry, yes.
Have you seen Juice?
Of course, owned it.
What were we talking about the other day that you haven't seen?
I don't know.
Like a black movie, like black culture.
Are you trying to say I'm less black?
I'm just saying, if you're gonna be evaluating things, and I got some shit to evaluate too. So you would suggest people see this movie?
I would definitely recommend if you have children to watch this movie. Actually, even if you don't have children, if you enjoyed the first Witches movie,
I wouldn't just know adults watch it.
I'm gonna tell my mother to watch it, and she's gonna like it.
Your mother watches anything.
That's not true.
Your mother still buys coloring books.
That's alright. They have adult coloring books because adults like to color.
She buys the kids coloring books.
No, that's not true. She buys adult coloring books.
So you would suggest people watch this movie?
I would suggest that you watch this movie if you have children. If you enjoyed the original movie, I would definitely suggest that you watch it. It's different. It's not the same movie. They changed a bunch of things around.
The real thing that stood out to me was, which I did appreciate, is the mouse's voice. Like his pet mouse. Mary or Alice.
The mice.
Or the mice. His pet mouse.
Okay.
Don't ever try to correct me. Okay.
The mices. Daisy Mary.
Daisy. I liked her voice. Her voice, she had like a southern twang.
Oh, it was so country.
It was so country, and I just really loved her voice.
And her mannerisms.
And she was super prissy, and it's just, that's the only part that I enjoyed. Every time she talked, I was like, I was there for it. I was present for it. Other than that, though, I did like how the mist just shot out the witch's butt, and they just shot out from their chairs.
Yeah, whereas opposed to the original where it kind of, they burped. It was forms of gas. That's how it activates it. So in the original, they burped. This one, it was at the end.
The gas, I got it. Since you're such a fan, what was the color in the original of the gas that came out? What was the color? Because they switched the color up for this one.
Green.
What was the color for this one?
Purple.
Okay, I didn't mean no disrespect.
This is what I do. Yeah. Don't come at me.
All right, guys, that's our review for Witches. Man, if you like this content, man, please like, share, leave a comment, engage us. We're here.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, most importantly, subscribe.
And just know that we are learning. This is our first channel, first couple of videos. It's going to get better and better, more intense. We'll cover more facts each time. This is us just starting off.
Right. And we're doing this all October. So maybe in November we'll do
we'll start doing Christmas movies because we have a bunch of Christmas movies coming out.
Like that. So, all right, man, stay tuned and we'll see you guys soon. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and stay real, okay? Whoa, where you going? Hey, man, if you guys like this content, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Just slide on over to our YouTube page. That's where the full length of the video is, okay? Have a blessed day. Hope you find your light. All right, peace.